saw there were people on the sand. So he splashed it in just offshore in about 5 feet of water. No injuries. Harley Carnes, CBS News.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of the staff or management of Visionary Related Entertainment.
It's time to enter the world of real estate with Hawaii's only true real estate show, the Team Lally Real Estate Show. Grab a pen and get ready to take notes. Hawaii's premier real estate leaders, Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi, will bring you the latest in real estate news and real-world strategies on how they can guarantee to sell your home at a price and deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. Now, here are your hosts, Adrienne and Attilio.
Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. If you have any real estate questions, you can reach us at 633-8633. That's 633-8633. Or check us out at teamlally.com, and that's Lally. All right, so this is the part where Attilio normally does his mom disclaimer, but Attilio is in flight right now, so I'm going to do the disclaimer for him. So if you hear any legal advice, you want to check out Brandon, the attorneys with Heart.
Yes, with Cain and Herren.
And then if you hear any tax advice, you want to check with your local CPA. All right, so today we have Brandon Force, our Maui Sada on the street, standing in for Attilio while he's in air. And Brandon, why don't you give a brief introduction to our listeners?
Yep, my name is Brandon Force, and like I said, I've been on Team Lally for just over a year now, and it's definitely been a great experience. And watching the marketplace take place and seeing the different listings coming into our fold, and it's definitely been a good time to be an agent with the Team Lally right now with the amount of marketing that we're able to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you, Brandon, for stepping up and standing in for Attilio. So I think we have our legal tip of the day, speaking of legal advice, with David Cain from Cain and Herren right here in Wailuku. David, are you there?
Hey, how are you?
Doing awesome.
Go Team Lally.
Thanks, David. So what do you have to share with us today about the legal tip of the day?
Well, the legal tip of the day is about landlord-tenant law. I just am working on a big case right now, a landlord-tenant case, and I just wanted to kind of tell your listeners out there that when they are sold, let's say they're sold a piece of property, and it has a tenant on it, and they want the tenant off, then it's going to be the buyer's responsibility to do that, not the seller's. So I just thought I'd let everyone know out there that, sometimes it's a sticky situation if the prospective buyer wants to live at the property and there's a tenant. So tenants do have certain rights. They have to be given certain notices, even on transfers of property.
Well, David, it's my understanding that the lease runs with the property.
The lease does run with the property, but usually a lease, unless it's a long-term lease, will have some kind of clause in it that will allow a new purchaser to give notice and then say, look, you'll have to find another place. Some do, some don't, actually, but we like to do that with our leases so that it protects, all the parties. But yes, you're right, though, and that can be a problem. So I think all the listeners should realize that when they're buying a piece of property, it could be subject to leases that exist.
And also, my understanding here in the state of Hawaii that the landlord-tenant code heavily favors the tenants.
That's correct, too. That's exactly right. When we're talking about non-commercial real estate, then that's absolutely right. What basically they're given certain rights of notice, given certain rights regarding their security deposit. It's very strict. So all the landlords out there have to follow it exactly.
Yeah, and then can't they be liable for, what is it, up to triple damages?
Yes. Well, that's for security deposit issues. Then they can be liable for damages. So that's absolutely correct.
So how can our listeners protect themselves when they're either purchasing a tenant-occupied property, or just, they have an investment property? What would be your recommendation?
You probably want to, in conjunction with the escrow, if you're going through escrow, then talk to an attorney and see kind of what their advice is, especially if you're planning on or if you want to move into the property and there are tenants there. Then, you better figure out what you're going to do, know your rights. And sometimes tenants are very understanding. Sometimes we can just, offer them kind of a move-out fee, and they'll say, fine, not a problem.
Yeah, we've been able to facilitate that in the past, where it's actually like a win-win, where they actually wanted out of the lease early. But you're right, it can be a challenge if the tenants don't want to move.
That's
and
right.
They have that legal binding lease that goes along with the property.
Right. That's exactly right. And that could be difficult, especially if the lease doesn't have a provision in it that will kind of allow the new purchaser to come in and just give them a certain amount of time notice. But, that can be a little sticky.
Also, quick question, in reference with that, if there's not a way to break the lease, what about the, per month payment? Can that be changed in any way, or does it have to be in the contract?
If that's in the lease, then, sometimes there's escalators in a lease, but typically there's not. You just come up with essentially a monthly payment. So no, most of the time if the lease is existing, then no, you can't raise the rent. I mean, unless it's allowed in the lease, which a lot of times it's not.
Well, the other tricky thing that happens when, the property is transferred from one owner to the other, and then you have the security deposit, then there's the whole question of, the damages and the checking out and, one person's view of what's wear and tear and what's actual damage.
Right, and that's where, when I represent landlords, I tell them, I said, look, you have a digital camera, take pictures. That's a great way to, if there's going to be an argument later, or especially if it goes in front of a court, this is a great way to show the condition of the property, as well as the condition sheets that when a tenant moves in, have them fill out if there are any problems with the unit. But definitely take a lot of pictures.
And the other thing is that the pictures should be time and date stamped, and you get the signatures from both parties, because you don't want to.
If you're going to take it to trial, that's to properly authenticate and introduce that into evidence. But a lot of times, a judge will allow it into evidence just given the testimony that the person who took the pictures took them on a certain date and time and things like that. So, I just like to make sure that the landlord knows what their responsibilities are. And like I said, take plenty of pictures. And as far as tenants are concerned, take pictures as well, because a landlord can come forward and say, hey, you damaged my property. You did this, you did that. And upon move out, if a tenant takes pictures, is taking good care of the property, takes pictures, then likewise they can use those pictures against the landlord.
Yes, so just take lots of pictures, protect yourself on both sides, whether you're renting out the property or whether you're the tenant renting the property, because you don't want to have any kind of miscommunications there.
That's right, exactly.
All right, so David, if any of our listeners want to get more legal advice on real estate or any kind of law for that matter, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Well, just give us a call at 242-9350, and we can help you out.
And then you have a great website, KainandHerren.com.
Yep, KainandHerren.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the awesome info, and great to talk with you.
Okay. Well, thanks. And like I said, go Team Lally.
Thanks, David.
Okay.
Thanks, David.
Bye-bye.
All right. So I'm going to go over a couple of quotes to start off our show. So the quotes for today are on customer service. All right. So this one is from Sam Walton. He's the founder of Walmart. The goal as a company is to have customer service that is not just the best, but legendary. And then, Brandon, why don't you read the second quote here from Bill Gates.
Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning.
Which is, it's true. Like when you get a disgruntled customer, where the holes in your systems are, and then you can fix them. So we don't like to have customers be unhappy, but we do like to learn from any mistakes that we make. All right, the next one is from Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. So in order to survive, you got to change and just keep going with it.
Move with the wind.
That's right. All right, last one, Brandon. I'll let you read the last quote on customer service.
Customer satisfaction is worthless. Customer loyalty is priceless. And that's from Jeffrey Goodemer.
And then here, with Team Lally, we are all about, our clients and appreciating them. And we have all sorts of programs, like our VIP client programs. We just did our 9th annual client appreciation party because, it's like we want to appreciate our clients and, get that loyalty from, anyone who's done business with us. So anyways, we are going to take a very short break. But when we come back, we have a special guest that'll be joining us to share with us about referral mindset. So stay tuned. Now, you may have thought to own a home here on Maui, you must be made of gold.
We are happy to say this is not the case.
Oh yeah, Attilio? Why don't I have to be made of gold to own a home here on Maui?
Well, it's because of the Maui Mortgage Team.
Really? Tell me more. You've got my attention.
Well, Jenny Madsen, host of the acclaimed Maui Mortgage Minute, educates people every day about the ins and outs of home financing.
Check out their website, MauiMortgageTeam.com, for mortgage calculators, streaming videos, online homebuyer guides, secure file transfer technology, and more.
Sounds like the Maui Mortgage Team is the highest tech mortgage group on the island.
Hey, you know that Maui can be expensive. The Maui Mortgage Team love helping people save money and make their dreams of home ownership come true.
There are never any hidden fees or surprises, and they will always advise you on getting the best deal.
Whether you're at the grocery store, getting gas, or booking a trip, you shop around for the best deal. We believe getting a mortgage should be no different.
So check out the MauiMortgageTeam.com or call them at 270-2775.
Hawaii NMLS ID number 1032554.
We recommend Fidelity National Title Insurance Company for your next real estate transaction.
Through its nationwide network of direct operations and agents, Fidelity National Title provides title insurance, underwriting, escrow, and closing services to consumers.
Check them out at fidelitynationaltitle.com or fntic.com.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
You know, it's not unusual to get confused by the details of real estate. Most of us do, and I have a unique proposition for you. It's from Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally. What they do is offer a no-obligation guarantee. If they haven't done their job, you're free to get out of the contract. But don't worry, you won't want to, because Adrienne and Attilio will sit down with you, establish a price and a deadline to sell your home. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. Check out the success story. A condo was listed by Team Lally, and after just 2 days on the market, 2 days, the team had 2 full-price cash offers. Even better, the condo closed in just 10 days. So call the only agents that are willing to earn your business every single day. That's Attilio Leonardi, Adrienne Lally, and her team. And that phone number is 633-8633. That number, once again, is 633-8633. And you can also find them online at guaranteedsale.com.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrienne, and
I'm Brandon Force.
All right, and we are talking about, actually we're going to be talking about the referral mindset here with our guest, Linda Fusco. She's from Scottsdale, Arizona. She has a title of the Arizona RainMaker. She sold over 3,000 homes in her career, but she's here to speak with us a little bit more about some classes and some teachings that she's been doing in her market there. So Linda, are you there?
I'm here.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. Just want to let you know Attilio is in the air, so I have Brandon Force standing in for him. I don't think you've had the pleasure of speaking with Brandon yet.
Not yet. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you so much. Could you share with us a little bit more about yourself and what it is that you're doing?
Actually, a little bit about me. I think you touched on it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm doing is classes all around the country. One of them, as you said previously, is Referral Mindset. The other one I'm very passionate about is the DISC.
Mm-hmm.
So if you folks want to share and talk about both, I'm right there. I'm very excited to share, and I think the information will be very valuable to your listeners.
Okay, so basically the referral mindset that would apply to anybody that's in business or has any kind of I mean even just like with relationships. So
Yeah.
So why don't you just touch on that for us a little bit?
Okay. Referral Mindset is actually a group that I started about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
When we started, we had 100 people join the group. Now we're up to we're starting 11,000
Oh
members.
wow.
Now, with that said, it takes a lot of work, so I have hired 4 people that will help me and have helped me. They're my people that help me, my, if you will, aides in the experience. And I have 100 ambassadors that are there around the country to coach, to teach, and to train as well.
So like what's the premise of the group? I've heard that it's and I'm part of the group, but it's more of like relationship based. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, Referral Mindset is actually relationship based. It's built on the law of reciprocity, and what it is taking your relationships to referrals.
Mm-hmm.
And I would highly suggest if your listeners are going to read a book, they read the 7L book, which gives massive value. It is by Michael Mayer. It's the 7 levels of communication.
Yes,
which has helped me tremendously with Referral Mindset.
Yeah, we're actually reading that book together as a team, and we had the honor of meeting Michael there at a recent convention, and I also had the honor of meeting you. It was wonderful.
Well, it was wonderful meeting you as well.
So yes, so with this referral mindset, I think the most important thing to remember is it's not about you. It's about how can you help this other person, and you just you put it out to them, and then basically business will naturally come back your way. So
absolutely, it's the law of reciprocity. One of the things that Michael Mayer actually taught me, and I'll be very candid with you, he actually said this: the days of making 10 phone calls a day and pissing 9 people off are not an option. I'm into building relationships with people, long-lasting relationships which also brings referrals.
Okay, so Linda, are you teaching a class about this referral mindset, or are you teaching a class about the DISC, or are you teaching both?
Actually, I'm focusing here on referral mindset. Any questions you have about the DISC would be a totally different dialogue. We would certainly switch to another class, another revenue, if you will.
Okay. Maybe you could share with us a recent success story of somebody using this referral mindset that you're teaching.
That's an excellent question. I actually did have my buyer agent, Jessica. She has the mindset of referral mindset, refer with purpose. And she's a great door knocker. She loves to knock on people's doors. She believes that she adds massive value to their life by being able to help them sell their home and buy another one. So she went in with this approach of giving first, massive value. And with that, she has really been very successful with her door knocking in the right mindset. She's honest. She shares with them how she thinks. And then it just works for her.
Well, I think that people can really sense when you genuinely care and you don't have the ulterior motives, and it's like you're really putting their needs in front of your own.
Exactly. And I often say to the people on my team, energy is something you can't see, but other people can sense your energy, your gift of exactly how you feel. If you're going in with a giving heart, or if you're going there with a taking heart. There's only 2 ways to go in my mind.
Absolutely. So I know that Linda, you mentioned the 7 levels of communication. That's a great book to read. Is there any other books, like favorite books, that really you think that tie into this topic, or that are just that are top on your list?
Yes, there are a couple, actually. One of them would be The Power of Who, which is Bob Beaudine. It's Beaudine. Awesome, awesome book. And the other one is, of course, Gary Keller's The One Thing.
Great. Yeah, those are two of our favorites. I think, Brandon, you've read that book before.
Yes, I have.
And we've read it together as a team.
One of the first books I ever read, which was really touched my heart, which really I modeled my business after, was the book called Unstoppable.
And tell us about that. I've not read that one, Linda.
That is a magnificent book. It's very, what do I want to say? It's very proactive. It changes your mindset. It's very positive. And I'm really into not so much TV watching, frankly, but more book reading. I think what we put into our mind comes out.
What is it? The garbage in, garbage out?
Exactly. Right? Exactly. Well said.
So we gotta put the positive in if we want to be able to contribute, to our own mindset as well as the others around us.
Exactly. And I think it reflects in everything in your life, not only your business, frankly, but your personal life as well.
Yes. Brandon, do you have any questions for Linda on her referral mindset?
Yeah, Linda, I was wondering, even in this business and the referrals, everyone has kind of an aha moment. What was an aha moment for you where you said, oh, yeah, I can be friends with my clients and even do a better job?
That's a really good question, Attilio. My aha moment was to use my talent. I feel I have been given a God-given gift, and that's to be a connector. And I think everybody on this earth has a talent. The challenge might be finding your talent, finding the God-given gift, if you will, and using it to better in other people. Once you think about other people first, what you want comes naturally. It just happens that way.
Well, I'd have to agree with you, Linda. You are a natural connector. I mean, being able to connect over 11,000 people in this referral mindset group, and then just, seeing you at Mega Camp and everybody being so excited to, get to meet you in person. And I think just the vibe that you have, you're a very positive person to be around and connect people that need to, to be meeting. So.
Well, thank you.
So
I am very flattered, but I must say this group is really about the members. It's not about me. I only, keep everybody in check and oversee the group.
All right. So if you had, one tip for any business owners that are listening in about their referral mindset, what would it be?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear your question.
One tip for any business owners or real estate agents that are listening in about the referral mindset. Could you just give us one more tip, and then we're going to move on to the disc.
Okay. I guess my thought there, Adrienne, would be that a lot of people, I don't know if we're just sales or all people in general, but we all want instant gratification. I mean, we do, and that's truly what we look for. But I feel that there's no such thing. Most sales are made, and most, not only sales, but relationships are built through the 8th to the 12th contact. They are created through the 8th to the 12th contact. Nobody just trusts immediately, and there's no such thing as instant gratification. It's something that we need to work at to develop, and it takes time and patience.
Yes, I'd have to agree with you on that. I think that with all of the internet lead generation that comes in, and all these different tools that we are exposed to, that we sometimes will, we get distracted and we don't focus on what's most important, which is, really, the relationships and building our business that way.
Yes. And that goes right into the disc, if you will, because that's what we talk about. I talk about in my classes in the disc. This business is truly not about you. If you take the focus off of you and put it on your client, your business will just expound. Your business will blossom.
Well,
over time.
Linda, we're gonna take a quick break, but when we come back, I really want to hear more about the disc and how we can use it to better our relationships with our peers and our clients.
Okay, looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
I get a good feeling, yeah.
We went to them to sell our townhome there in Eva Beach. Didn't have any idea of what it was worth, what their asking price would be. Adrienne and Attilio came over, walked through the house, talked to us, and set the price. It was considerably higher than what I'd even imagined. They were very professional. They gave us ideas of how to make the house look better for the open houses and the video, and it sold fairly quick. I was surprised.
Oh, I got excellent results each time I worked with Team Lally. I worked with it twice and actually was a buyer the first time and a seller the second time, and both times I had stellar service. All of my questions were answered, and I never had a day where I could not contact them. They're always available. The best service I've ever encountered in the real estate world. I was in a situation where I was moving back to the mainland, and it was about 30 days before I needed to leave, and I called Adrienne and said, "Can you sell my place?" She said yes, and she got it done before I left.
I got more than I expected. They set the price very correctly. They set it higher than I expected, and we got offers over the asking. It was surprising to me. They knew the market that well. They had excellent marketing. For example, they had a typical open house on a Sunday afternoon. You'll have probably 5 groups of people come through, but their marketing was so excellent. For example, taking a video of the place instead of just still pictures. That we had over 20 groups of people. We had only one open house. It was one Sunday. We had over 20 groups of people, and we had about 5 offers. And the lowest offer was asking price. All of them were over. In fact, we had an offer over asking price even before the first showing. When they came and viewed the property, they gave us the suggestions to what we need to do to make the house more marketable. And so just by following their advice, it worked. We had one showing, and it was all that was necessary. We had a number of offers, and we had to drop one offer to go to the second one. So having those multiple offers was a benefit.
They actually listen to you and care about your needs. They actually knew what we wanted and what we needed, and if we said this is what's going on with us, like they knew with our military status what was going on, and they were like, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. So they didn't give us heartache about the situation. They completely understand the military and what's going on with our lives. They looked out for our best interests. When we first went there, I mean, they weren't like, oh, we're going to make a buck and try and get you to market your house and sell it. They actually referred us to somebody to help rent our house out, and we talked to that lady extensively first before we even made our decision to market our house for sale. So, I mean, they're not there to just put your house on the market so they can make the money. They're actually there to help you make the right decisions for you.
Honestly, these days everyone's always trying to shove a house down your throat or, try to get you into something that you don't really want, especially car dealers and mostly realtors as well, because they're out trying to make money. But with Team Lally, it was a different experience because she and Attilio understood what me and my husband were looking to do and which house we were interested in, and they didn't try to pressure us to look at anything else. They were just understanding, and they said, okay, if this is the house that you want, then we'll wait it out and see what happens. So we got the house that we wanted. So they're very professional, very knowledgeable, very respectful, and just a delight to work with. Once I met them, they're really great people, so I liked them right away.
After I spoke with them, I was very comfortable. I would say that Team Lally is more professional. Also, they are more thorough. They provide more than just, their services are excellent. They'll provide you with other services. They keep you updated, let you know what's going on. I was never lost as far as knowing what went on, but every step of the way they kept in touch and let me know what's going on.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Brandon.
And we're talking with Linda Fusco. We were actually just recently talking about the referral mindset, and we're about to talk about the DISC, the DISC profile. So Linda, are you still there?
I am here.
All right. Would you mind just doing a quick recap about the referral mindset, and then we'll move on to the DISC?
Okay.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, so the referral mindset is a large group that you run, and then what's the premise of the group?
I'm sorry, Adrienne, I could hardly hear you.
Okay. Could you just recap about the referral mindset, Linda,
Yes.
for us?
Yes. Recap about referral mindset. Again, I started about 3 years ago. We started with 100 members. Now we have 4 admin and administrative people that help me run the group. And we're moving up to 11,000 quickly. And I have over 100 ambassadors. I think now we're moving up to 105 around the country that help run the group. It is a lot of work, very rewarding, and my goodness, the cards, letters, gifts, and feedback I get from people is tremendous. They talk about not only their business growth, but their personal life as well.
Awesome. All right. So, you're also you teach a class about the DISC. Maybe you could give us a brief introduction onto what exactly that is. This DISC.
Okay, the DISC actually stands for DISC, if you will. I mean, I know a lot of people are very curious about the DISC profile that Keller Williams talks about. And what I'd like to ask your listeners to do is to go beyond curiosity and to embrace actually what I'm going to talk about and how vital it is to their career. There are thousands of companies all around the world here that utilize this tool. Abelson Group is actually my preferred vendor. There are about, I'd say 1,200 clients all over the country using this system that I know of. And it is to improve and increase their profits as well as their people.
And then I think also that if you just Google Tony Robbins DISC, you could do a free DISC assessment. It takes maybe 10 minutes to go through the questionnaire, and you can learn a little bit more about yourself for free.
Yes, very worthwhile, very worthwhile. And I would say, frankly, I'll just talk about the DISC a little further. I'll talk a little personally to your listeners there. And the first thing I ask when I teach my class is, just out of curiosity, out of the following 4 options, how would you or your spouse or your best friend describe you? Number 1, straight to the point, which I would call a D. Number 2, social and outgoing, which I would call an I. Or number 3, steady and dependable, which I call an S. Or number 4, cautiously and perfectly accurate, which I call a C. So there you have the DISC. And then when I talk about this, I talk about how all people have 4 categories, 1 or 2 stronger than the other. There's no right and no wrong in who we are. Our Creator thinks they're fine, and therefore so do we. Now, the D is very dominant. They want to conquer. The I is very influential. They persuade. The S is very supportive. The C is they want to avoid conflict at all costs. So depending on your personality, who you are.
So Linda, when you're communicating with with your clients or your family, friends, is it helpful to you to understand what their profile is with how you communicate to them?
It's imperative to a successful business. As soon as I talk to them on the phone, or as soon as I walk in the door and meet them at a restaurant or at their home, I identify who they are immediately, whether they're a D, dominant, or they're an I, influential, or they're an S, steady, or they're compliant. And I try to mirror myself after them so that they understand where I'm coming from. Bottom line, at the end of the day, I can't change them, but I certainly can change myself, so we can communicate better.
Absolutely. Now, are there key words that you're kind of listening for when you're making that first initial contact to kind of get a heads up to yourself how you can start to mirror them, the best way?
Oh, yes. I actually look and see the dominant people. I always know right away. I better talk really fast and be really quick. They're very aggressive and assertive. I need people. I usually be very friendly. I talk about family. I try to be real outgoing. The S people, which are very steady and stable, they're center of the road. I know I need to slow down and be very steady, very stable, talk on their level, which can be difficult for me at times. And C, the C people who are very compliant, oh boy, I know the C's. They follow the rules. They're going to do it correctly, now how long it takes. And then I have to become like them. You have to identify that personality usually on the phone within 30 to 60 seconds. Otherwise, you don't communicate very well.
In line with that, would you find that it's, it just takes time to be the more genuine with that? I mean, if you're trying to mirror them and it's not coming from who you are as a person, what kind of recommendations would you give to people trying to mirror people?
Getting on their level and understanding them is the most imperative thing. And it comes from my heart because, honestly, we all are DISC. We all have those traits just to different extents, depending on our personality.
So,
you know, this can be a very fun experience and a very rewarding experience. Marrying those people is what makes, I think, my business so successful, is so they can communicate with me. As I said, I can't change them, but I can change myself. And I have all of those traits. It's just which one I use or work to use at that time.
So I'm willing to bet that Linda's dominant trait is the I.
Actually, a D is very dominant, an I is very influential.
But
so actually, 75% of the population has one dominant trait.
Okay, and
only 25% of the population has two.
And so, what is yours, Linda? Are you do you have one dominant or two dominant traits?
I have two. My dominant trait is I, which is influential, and my second trait would be G, which is dominant.
Well, we are very much alike. I have a high D and a high I.
There you go.
And Brandon here is a high I.
And as well as an S. Yeah.
And an S, yes.
Well, when I teach my class, it's very interesting. What I like to use is, frankly, is The Wizard of Oz. I think we've all seen the program, The Wizard of Oz movie.
Yes.
And I like to talk about their prominent traits. The lion, in my opinion, was very D. He was the protector. And Dorothy was always bubbly and optimistic, like you and I. She was the I. And the S was the Tin Man, who was very caring and soft-hearted. And the Scarecrow was very calculating and intellectual. So when I teach the class, I help people understand and identify themselves. I don't do it for them. I ask them to do it. I ask them to take notes and write out who they think they are. It can, like I said, it can be very interactive and fun.
And I think that's important when you're teaching a class to give those visualizations and be able to interact with the students so that it actually sticks, and then they can use that in their in their communication with their family, friends, and their clients.
Exactly. And Attilio, honestly, excuse me, I want to answer your question a little better, if I may. The mantra for the D would be, I will do it. That is their mantra. For the I, you can do it. We're the cheerleaders. For the Tin Man, or as I say, the S, their mantra would be, now that I understand, I see what you're saying, I will do it. And of course, for the C, which I call the Scarecrow, their mantra would be, I will do it right, no longer how long it takes.
All right, and then we have Attilio. He's now landed and on the line with us. Are you there?
Thank you.
I'm here.
Welcome. and we have Linda on the phone. She's been going over the referral mindset and the DISC, and she has a great example where she uses the Wizard of Oz characters versus we have our own examples, but I think I like Linda's. It's cute. So Linda, tell us more about these classes. Do you have them? Can we attend them anywhere, or are these classes that you come out and you teach?
I do come out and teach them. I'm actually requested all around the country. I usually go out about once a month all around the country. The next place I'm going to is Seattle, Washington. There's a couple people there a couple places that have requested I come and teach these classes. Yeah, it's brought profits and better team members, if you will, to teams, and better people in offices, more culture, more understanding of one another.
So have you taught one of these classes in Hawaii?
I'm sorry?
Have you taught one of these classes in Hawaii?
No, but I'd sure love to. I'd love to talk to you about that. I'd sure love to come to Hawaii. I think it would bring massive value to you. That's for sure.
Sure.
Well, we'll have to have you out, and then you can be on our show live in person.
Yeah. Like I said, it's always it's a lot of fun, and it's very interactive. And above all, my goal is that people learn about themselves. I think if you can learn about yourself first, you can serve other people so much better.
So go ahead, Attilio.
I was going to say, what if you get scared when you learn about yourself?
I haven't had that happen yet. Now I haven't had that yet.
Okay.
I have had people tell me this has helped them in their career. I've had people tell me it's helped them in their dating, single people. And with the relationships, actually people have been married a couple of years, newlyweds, as well as people have been married a long time. I think it allows people to dig deep within themselves to find out, again, who they are so they can better help other people in their life and life situations.
Yeah, that reminds me of a website. I saw it on the back of a car yesterday, and it was human remodeler.
What?
You know, you have general contractors, they remodel homes. I guess this guy remodels human beings.
Interesting.
So maybe he helps them dig deep within themselves.
Or gives them a new nose.
Yeah, and find out they need to do some major renovation.
Oh, Attilio, you're such a rascal. What are we going to do with you?
That's what my mom said. But
So Linda, if you can leave our listeners with one last bit of advice about the DISC, what would it be?
Actually, my advice would be there are classes that go beyond the DISC, and the first one that comes to mind is the Activity Vector Analysis, which we call here at Keller Williams AVA.
Mm-hmm.
And that is coupled with another class that we have here at Keller Williams called Recruit Select.
Mm-hmm.
And I would highly encourage people that are going to maybe hire teams within a company to go through these classes and find out more perfectly who is suited for that position. The wrong people on the bus in the wrong seat can cost a lot of money, and not to say upset amongst the team. And rehiring and training is very costly. So again, I would highly suggest that the listeners, if they're considering such, would maybe dig further into this information. It is something I share when I teach, but my goodness, there's so much I cannot share it all with you here. So that would be my best advice.
Well,
yeah, you know what's neat about those classes is anybody can take them, and you don't even have to be in the real estate industry. That's what I liked about them.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We got to localize your analogy instead of the bus. So whenever you're talking about this in Hawaii, you got to use the canoe. You got to make sure we got the right bus, the right seat in the canoe, else we might tip the whole thing over and drown.
That's right.
Yeah, and Brandon can relate to that. He used to paddle canoe.
Absolutely. You know, everyone always lean on the inside rail. Otherwise, it happens pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Linda, thank you so much for calling in and sharing about the referral mindset and the DISC. If any of our listeners want to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to do that, Linda?
The best way to get a hold of me would be my email, which is rainmaker.kw@gmail.com. Or they may contact me on my cell, which is 480-646-6631.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Linda. As always, it's been a pleasure. And you have a great rest of your week.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate all of you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So don't go too...
Blessings.
All right, so we have a message. We have the Maui Mortgage Minute coming up, and then a few brief other messages, so don't go too far.
Welcome to the Maui Mortgage Minute, brought to you by Ginny Madsen of the Maui Mortgage Team. Online at MauiMortgageTeam.com.
Aloha! Today's topic is about shopping. If you have recently considered refinancing your mortgage or buying a home, you've probably asked yourself, should I talk to my bank or a mortgage broker? The answer I give is easy. Paradise can be expensive. A bank only offers their own mortgage products. A mortgage broker, on the other hand, shops for your mortgage amongst all the banks, trust companies, and credit unions to find you the best deal. Contact the Maui Mortgage Team today and ask how we can start shopping for your mortgage.
The Maui Mortgage Minute is brought to you by the Maui Mortgage Team, Hawaii's mortgage professionals. Visit MauiMortgageTeam.com for all of your mortgage needs. Again, that's www.MauiMortgageTeam.com. NMLS 1078414. Member of Pacific Home Loans.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Let me ask you something. Do you get confused, even frightened when thinking about real estate? Well, here's a unique proposition for you. It's from Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally. What they do is offer a no-obligation guarantee. If they don't do their job, you're free to get out of the contract. But don't worry, you won't want to, because Adrienne and Attilio will sit down with you, establish a price and deadline to sell your home. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. Check out this success story. A past client of Team Lally got a new mainland job opportunity and called the team again. The team took the challenge, took photos and a video on Saturday, went live on Monday. They got a full price the same day. How's this happen? Well, the photos and video tour convinced the buyers that this was the home for which they had been waiting for. So call the only agents that are willing to earn your business every single day. Attilio Leonardi, Adrienne Lally, and her team. That phone number is 633-8633. 633-8633. You can also find them online at guaranteedsale.com.
Now, you may have thought to own a home here on Maui, you must be made of gold.
We are happy to say this is not the case.
Oh, yeah, Attilio? Why don't I have to be made of gold to own a home here on Maui?
Well, it's because of the Maui Mortgage Team.
Really? Tell me more. You've got my attention.
Well, Jenny Madsen, host of the acclaimed Maui Mortgage Minute, educates people every day about the ins and outs of home financing.
Check out their website, MauiMortgageTeam.com, for mortgage calculators, streaming videos, online homebuyer guides, secure file transfer technology, and more.
Sounds like the Maui Mortgage Team is the highest tech mortgage group on the island.
Hey, you know that Maui can be expensive. The Maui Mortgage Team love helping people save money and make their dreams of home ownership come true.
There are never any hidden fees or surprises, and they will always advise you on getting the best deal.
Whether you're at the grocery store, getting gas, or booking a trip, you shop around for the best deal. We believe getting a mortgage should be no different.
So check out the MauiMortgageTeam.com or call them at 270-2775.
Hawaii NMLS ID number 1032554. Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Brandon.
And do we have Attilio still on the line?
Yeah, no, I'm here. I just, I'm a slow thinker.
All right, so welcome back to our program here. I just wanted to, briefly touch on, we have we're going to be on the premiere show of Shark Tank tomorrow, airing on ABC.
No way.
Yes,
That's
way.
Not for real, is that?
It is for real. And you can actually go check out a sneak peek of our commercial with Barbara Corcoran. We're going to have it on our Facebook page, which is Team Lally Hawaii. So I'm just going to briefly touch on Barbara. So she's one of the sharks on ABC's hit TV show, Shark Tank. Barbara has ponied up her own money and invested in 22 businesses, competing to make those deals for all to see and then shepherding them to success. Her newest book, Shark Tales, takes you behind the scenes of her life and business and her seen on TV venture capitalism. Barbara is famously brash and blunt and bold, courageous, and a brilliant identifier of opportunity and talent. So we're very excited to be endorsed by her, and going to be showing up on the season premiere tomorrow.
It's a 2-hour episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so folks, if you're listening in, I know realtors, they love listening to our show because I know they listen in, we are teaching a class on, you know what the name of this class is? Why does Barbara Corcoran endorse Team Lally? That's going to be today at 1:30. It's 1:30, right, at the Maui Hotel?
Yeah, 1:30 at the Maui Beach Hotel.
So the name of the class, again, is Why Does Barbara Corcoran Love Team Lally? We're going to share those secrets with you. She sold her brokerage for $66 million, and we got a chance to personally meet her. We got a chance to hear her speak.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason she said, somebody from the audience, they're asked such a clever question. How did you evaluate that number and come up with that number? And I think they had offered her $22 million at the time, and she's like, no way, I'm not doing that. And she said $66 million just with that number, and they said yes. And after she closed on it, she told us and the audience, "How'd you come up with that number? What kind of complicated accounting procedures did you go through? How did you look at your numbers? Your spreadsheets and all of that." And what did she say, Adrienne?
Oh, that's my favorite number.
Bingo. So it's not any more complicated than that, folks. Obviously, there's more to it than that, and and she's put together a great business and ended up selling it for $66 million. But if you want to know why Barbara endorses Team Lally, we are happy to share those secrets and more others with you today in our class. If you're a seller or buyer you need some help with your real estate, maybe you want to know why Barbara Corcoran loves Team Lally. We'll be glad to share that with you if you give us a call at what number?
That's 633-8633. And it's that time in the show for our Maui deal of the day with our Maui Sada on the street, Brandon Force.
Absolutely. Well, the deal of the day, once again, is in the condo market this time. And so ultimately, a lot of people that are interested in what's coming up on whale season. And if anyone knows whale season, you know that means your condo can be booked pretty much from now all the way through April if you have that short-term rental option. And the best one in this market right now is a one-bedroom, one-bath, and it's in Kihei Bay Vista. It's unit C206. And it runs, actually, the maintenance fees are even under $400 a month. So you can rent that one out full time. It has great views of McGregor Point. You can see the whales from on the second floor where the unit is. So definitely a great value. Definitely has a pool, barbecue area. It's perfect for, even you want to stay. Or, of course, renting that out full time, making a small little on the side.
What was the price of that one again?
That one's at $199.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's a great price.
So it's definitely hitting that right where everybody wants. And then also, so that was the deal of the day, but also I always like to feature a neighborhood. And the neighborhood this time is Maui Lani. And the Maui Lani area, of course, there's a golf course right there. It's right on the outskirts of Kahului, which is nice because you can jet out to Kihei, make it quick. You can go up country or you can head to the west side fairly quickly. And you don't usually get that, they call it the black snow of the sugarcane burning up. And right now, actually, if you're interested in that area, there's actually 18 homes right now that are active. Many of them are actually brand new, and some are even in the process of breaking ground. So if you're interested in that brand new construction, never lived in before, it could be a good fit.
The brand new home smell is always nice.
It is. So they range anywhere from for $440,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, brand new construction, up to about $668,000. Right on the golf course par, and that's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. So lots of options. There's a great school system right there, the elementary school. It's brand new, getting a lot of good feedback. It's a great option in that area.
So we have a couple minutes left. Why don't we talk about one of our coming soon listings? I think we had a great seller call yesterday. Coming up.
Absolutely. So that one is going to be it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house up towards Wailuku Heights. From the sound of it, you can see all the way down the North Shore, all the way across the island towards Makena. So great views, lots of course, it's landscaped on the property. It's actually some areas are fenced in. Really good opportunity to get up a little cooler temperatures, like going up country, but still being close to town.
So views, and more views. And more importantly, it's going to be under $1 million.
It will. It definitely will.
Priced very well.
With lots of square footage, too. I think it's just under 3,000.
Yep, and on a cul-de-sac. So great location, great views, awesome price. I think that one will go quick. All right, so thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Let's see here. Denise Gay, who with Hawaii Escrow and Title.
Mike Davies and Jenny Madsen with Maui Mortgage Team.
Eileen Strickland with Fidelity National Title. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com, check out our business partner page under our link section.
We also want to give a big thank you to Gary, our producer here in the studio. And make sure to tune in next week. We're going to have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life forever.
This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and or time frame, we'll have it bought for cash. Thanks and aloha.
In a mission.